A Castella cake from 1980. Now this recipe came to Flushing, Queens from Taiwan. I was also disappointed to learn that Flushing, Queens is a place in New York and not a show about plumbers and drag. Start with eggs, which answers the question of who came first. Normally the guy. 7 yolks, 7 whites. These are fresh eggies from the business end of the chicken. Careful. To the yolks, we add a half cup of oil, half cup of moon juice, a bit of vanilla or almond extract, and a cup of flour, or cake flour if you're pretentious. I'm joking, there is a difference, the pretentiousness. And we whisk this all together, which is very odd.
Oh, it looks like mustard.
When it comes to beating egg whites, typically we like things stiff. It's no fun pushing rope. But here we only beat the soft peaks with a half cup of sugar and a pinch of salt. Then we combine.
Ooh.
Oh boy. Into a 9-inch parchment slung square.
Oh, it's wet.
Finally into a 300-degree oven with a preheated water bath. Come on. Roughly an hour, but check with a toothpick. Don't forget about my book, it's very good. No, I'm not biased. That's money. It is the most perfect pillow. Plain lovely. 7-Up and milk.
Delicious.
From the 1940s. This is a real thing. So it's half milk, also known as
Moo juice.
yes, and half 7-Up. I don't like milk. Do you like milk?
I don't. I'm an oat milk girly. I'm really worried about this.
Oh. 3, 2, 1. I've got it all over my face.
Yeah.
Tastes like itchy milk.
Like if you made a key lime pie meringue LaCroix.
It's a LaCroix float.
It's a 7-Up float that has been sitting out in the sun for like 4 hours, and yet it's still slightly cold.
Yeah. It is not expressly bad, but
I'm not gonna be out here like, 7-Up milk.
Onion soup bread from 68. Now soup's lovely if you're sick or born before 1912, but it's typically not used to make bread, typically. Now we start with 3 1/3 cups of flour, which is normal. Then we add in 2 envelopes of onion soup mix, which is like a sliding glass door, unhinged. Half a teaspoon of baking soda. Next up, 2 cups of buttermilk. Get in! In goes a cup of cheddar cheese. I tell you, cheese makes everything better, except car accidents. Trust me, I've tried. Police got very mad. To a greased loaf pan, cooperate, a bit more cheese on top. Then bake at 350 for 50 to 60 minutes. Can I tell you about my cookbook? Oh, that's fair. It smells amazing. Look at that. This slaps. It is a banging, savory, cheesy bread. Great. A very good idea. Secret cornbread from 87. Now I want you to try and guess what the third ingredient in this bread is, because I can guarantee you're not gonna get it. It's an easy 3-2-1 recipe, so we're gonna start with 3 eggies beat, followed by 2 boxes of Jiffy cornbread mix. Let me in. Finally, 1 entire 15-ounce jar of Cheese Whiz. No. Heat it up first because it currently resembles silicone. I'm really looking forward to this.
Oh no! Cheesy, all right.
Cheese Whiz. And into a well-greased 9x13. It's extraterrestrial. Be sure to smooth it out. Thank you, I'd hate to have an uneven disaster. That would be terrible. Bake at 375 until golden brown. 20 to 25 minutes. My cookbook, Baking Yesteryear, is officially out today. Yes, the time has come. You know, I'm scared because this smells good.
Woo!
Seriously, this is killer. If you don't believe me, try it. Okay. This is dangerous. Rolo Ritz sandwiches from 79. I tell you, I wasn't gonna do this one because it seems rather pedestrian, unlike cars. First up, we'll be needing some crackers. We've got some in a box here and 1 in a t-shirt. Use as many as you'd like. Come on. This feels familiar. Lay half face down on a baking sheet. Get some Rolos. Throw them on the floor. Please remove the wrappers. Aluminium has no nutritional value. And you just place them on top. Then we bake at 350 just until they're soft, around 3 minutes. But keep an eye on them. Yours may get softer sooner depending on your level of arousal. Did you know my book comes out soon? Of course you did. I never shut up about it. Woo! Toasty. Then we carefully sandwich. This has no right being this satisfying. Yeah! Oh. Yes. They're perfect. Not because they're gourmet or anything special. They're just a really good idea. A really good tasting idea. A cheat lemon pie from 79. So this pie says it can be finished in 2 seconds. Something I think is quite impressive, yet other lovers find it deeply unsatisfying. You can't win them all. Start with a can of sweetened condensed milk. Ooh. Then a whole can of thawed lemonade concentrate. You find these in the freezer section because they're frozen. Pour it in.
Next.
The acid is thickening. Fold in a tub of Cool Whip. Get it! Woo. Finally, into 2 pre-made graham cracker crusts.
Oh yes.
To the freezer. Don't worry, I'm not going to speak about my cookbook. Nope, not me. Good morning. By the way, this cost me $5. In this economy, $2.50 a pie ain't bad. Oh,
Look it. Okay.
This is out of the park. It's a frozen pie, but it's silky smooth.
Oh.
Peanut brittle from 1909. Now, I ain't never done did a peanut brittle, but I done been heard of it before. 3 cups of Spanish peanuts. What are Spanish peanuts? Well, like other Europeans, these still have the skins on. Now into a saucepan goes 2 cups of sugar, 1 cup of the newly invented corn syrup, it's witchcraft, and a ½ cup of water.
Mixy, mixy.
Now we cook this to 250 degrees Fahrenheit.
Fire! Bubble, bubble.
Once we reach that temperature, the firm ball stage, we add in the nuts. I don't know what a firm ball is, but they should probably see a doctor.
Oh.
Keep stirring until we reach 300 degrees, at which point we remove from heat and add in a bit of butter and a pinch of baking soda. Who needs measurements? Off. Butter. Now quickly, we need a pinch. How much is the pinch? I don't know.
Whoa, creamy.
And quickly onto a prepared baking sheet.
That was very stressful.
Now we just let this cool as you read my cookbook. Please. Last instruction is a simple one, but it's a little bit barbaric. It would seem you don't have to quite apply that much force. There's peanut brittle in the dining room. Never thought I'd be busting nuts on camera, but here we are. Oh, You know, this is pretty good, but you gotta have some strong jumpers. Oh. 'Tis distinctly old-fashioned, take that how you will. Though if you're allergic to peanuts, that's one hell of a way to go out. Marshmallow bark from 79. The good thing about this recipe is it seems quick and easy, but the bad thing is that it comes from the state of Missouri. What goes on in Missouri? First, we assemble a double boiler. I'm good at this. Then we melt 12 ounces of white chocolate, either in bar form or a bag of chips. I'm using Ghirardelli bars, because I prefer to rot my teeth expensively. Fire! Yes, you could just melt your chocolate in the microwave, but that makes too much sense. Why be practical when you can give the illusion of competency? We also need to add in about a tablespoon of vegetable shortening. You can also use coconut oil. While that melts, we measure out 4 cups of multicolored marshmallows. Woo!
Pretty.
Okay, now that this is ready, we're just gonna let it cool down for a little bit so it doesn't just immediately melt the marshmallows. You ready yet? Combine and mix. And into a lightly greased and lined casserole dish.
Get in.
Making sure everything's even and coated. To the fridge! My cookbook for scale. Quite pleasant, really. It's a bit basic, but the kids will love it. Sweet and simple and Eastery. Panko cookies from 85. It's been said that there's a cookie for every occasion, and if so, this must be the cookie for when you descend into psychosis. Start with a ½ cup of butter, followed by a ½ cup of powdered sugar. Next is 2 teaspoons of vanilla and 1 teaspoon of almond extract. Distilled nut. Finally, 3/4 of a cup of flour and 3/4 of a cup of panko, the breadcrumbs. You say, Dylan, why would someone put breadcrumbs in cookie dough? It could be because of like illicit substances or like psychiatric disturbances, being held at gunpoint, these types of things. Then we scoop, roll, dredge in more powdered sugar, and squish. 350 for about 13 minutes. Do not put my cookbook in the oven though, it's flammable. Hello! Once they're cool, we dredge in powdered sugar again. Was the first time just for practice? This person is genius. Because I figured out how to make something soft, chewy, and crunchy at the same time. It's a marvel. It's good cooking. Fruity Pebble Cake from 1980. Fruity what? You heard me. Where am I? Fruity Pebbles into a blender. Into a blender? What, you never put cereal in a blender before? Calling yourself a chef? Mood juice. Eggs. No. Eggy. Eggy. Yeah. Butter melted.
Get in.
Sugar.
Floof powder.
That's baking powder, Nick. And then we just blend. Blend? 350 for an hour. You like cereal, Nick? Yeah. You like men? Ooh. Bacon grease chocolate chip cookies from 53. Now I don't need to tell you how much we love bacon, and when it's cooked, it renders out a fair bit of liquid gold, which theoretically can be used in baking just like butter. Start by frying a pound of bacon. Bacon is always a good idea. Fire! Just like pre-ordering my new cookbook, Baking Yesteryear. Hi, bacon. Was that too forward? Sorry, I'm just excited. You know, they say bacon clogs your arteries. I said, yeah, with what? Bacon. We need a ½ cup. Perfect. Now into a bowl with a ½ cup of sugar, ½ cup of brown sugar, 1 egg, vanilla, and whisk. If your grease is solid, melt it. Sorry, it's the bacon and the vanilla. The dry ingredients, we just need 2 cups of flour, 3/4 of a teaspoon of baking soda. Then we bring it all together with a big cup of chalky chips. We can add mood juice if it's too dry. Oh, this is good. Chill. 350 for around 12 minutes. You smell amazing.
Oh my God.
Salty, sweet, bacon, chocolatey, chewy. It's dark magic. A trench cake from World War I. In the Great War, people dug holes and threw things at each other. It's a bit like a children's sandbox, just with an abundance of missing limbs. Start with 8 ounces of flour, to which we rub in 4 ounces of margarine. Ugh. To be fair, my only real issue with margarine is its existence. Also, do notice how we don't mix cakes like this anymore, because we're no longer daft. In goes 3 ounces of brown sugar, followed by 2 teaspoons of cocoa. Ah yes, the LaCroix method of adding flavor. Just enough to make you realize what you don't have. Half teaspoon of nutmeg, and ginger, plus 3 ounces of currants. Ounces are my least favorite unit, unlike my cookbook, which is an absolute unit. Finally, we need a 1/4 pint of moo juice. Give me a normal measurement. A teaspoon of white vinegar and a half teaspoon of bicarbonate. Bicarbonate? Think you're plush. Oh, sick. Moderate oven for about an hour. Ugh. It's not awful, but it is sad. If someone said that to me in the trenches, I would give up. Boiled cookies from 1953. Now, these were called boiled cookies because you boiled the ingredients. The 50s was a time of blossoming creativity. Today, they are known as no-bakes, which is also the drug testing policy of anyone employed by the government. First up, we need a skillet. Do you all call this a frying pan or a skillet? I call it Steve. In goes a half cup of butter. 2 cups of sugar. Calories don't count on Christmas. Half a cup of moo juice. Yes, you can put liquid in dry measures. Volume doesn't change. Fight me. 3 tablespoons of powdered cocoa. Now we bring this to the boil and then let it boil for precisely 1 minute. Fire! You've never been there, have you? New positions are fun. It's boiling. Beep. Done! Now we remove from heat and quickly add in a cup of peanut butter, a bit of vanilla, and 3 cups of quick oats. Then mix. Scoop onto wax paper and let them dry. They are firm. Judging by how they smell, I might be too. Whoa, man! They're like candy. Good cookie. Glorified rice from 1909. We start by cooking a cup of rice. Fire! Are you ready for glory? Cool down the rice gently. Opposed to what? What am I gonna use, a leaf blower? Now for 8 ounces of pineapple and 8 ounces of candied cherries. But there's rice. We quarter the cherries in half. Quarter the cherries? You're gonna make me stroke out. Precisely what realm of mathematics do you inhabit? Finally, we need a cup of heavy cream. I don't like where this is going. And a half cup of powdered sugar. Then we gently whip this stiff again with the gently. How do you gently whip cream, you tart? It's like saying gently have a car accident. Then you just fold everything together. Get in. Oh, not the rice. What is this? To the fridge. Now I'm told that this stuff is still brought to potlucks in the Midwest. Oh dear. I find that remarkably uncomfortable. People still bring this to functions for consumption. That would give me consumption. Econo meatloaf from the Great Depression. Yes, this is a depression meatloaf, which happens to be what I call myself when I'm wrapped in blankets at 2 a.m. watching Netflix covered in Pop-Tart crumbs. But anyway, we start with 6 slices of bread, preferably like my dating life. Stale. Remove the crusts. If you're over the age of 6 and you still do this, good for you. Don't let anyone tell you how to eat. Move to a bowl. Save the crusts. Add a cup of oats and a can of evaporated milk. The meat remains unseen. Perhaps it's waiting for marriage. Pepper. 2 teaspoons of salt and a teaspoon of poultry seasoning. I'm not sure if anyone told you, but beef is a cow. You know the mooing? Time for just a pound of ground beef. Mix thoroughly. This is more grain than meat. Get in. Then we add ketchup. Press in the bread crusts. Railroad track looking Union Pacific meatloaf. And finally, more ketchup. Bake this in a moderate oven for an hour. That is unpleasant. It tastes like it's saving me money. Hard times.
A lot of people ask me, they say, Dylan, why do you never use your front pockets? Why do you put everything in your back pockets? Your phone, your wallet, your keys. I say, it's quite simple, honey. I'm trying to make up for the fact that I have no ass. I'm blessed with no cake, not even a rice cake, not a pancake. It's like a sheet of drywall back there. I sit down and it sounds like 2 billiard balls hitting each other. Ka-tink, it's a tragedy. I have such a deficit in cheekage that I don't even know what it's like to fart properly. It just sounds like air. You know. Good morning, guys. I'm just here on my stoop, and I'll admit I'm a little upset because I snapped my favorite coffee mug's handle right here at the bottom. And I was gonna throw it away, but instead I decided to repair it, which goes to show that even a broken coffee... Cool things about my car, a 1963 Cadillac. When you make a turn, there's an extra headlamp that lights the way. There's no B-pillar between the windows when they're down. The parking brake is automatically disengaged. There's also no turn signal light on your dashboard. Instead, it's located outside on the fender. This is an autotronic eye. It senses light from the headlamps of oncoming traffic and then automatically dims your brights for you. Doing it manually, though, is by foot switch. Everything is power operated, even a 6-way adjustable power bench. And of course, the gas cap is in the rear. You know, you can never find a pen when you need one. How can I not have a pen in my car? No, that's pen, eh? Well, boys, I tell you, the interior definitely ain't no goddamn crocodile alligator. No, I tell you, it looks like someone threw a grenade in a Goodwill in here. But I do drive a Chevrolet. And she is the size of a movie theater. Look, I'm gonna have to rack y'all's brains for 2 seconds. I've been in this country for 6 years, and somebody has yet to tell me why Americans have to say tuna fish. I know it's a fish! What else is it gonna be? A dog? It's dead! You just keep yourself together, Margaret! Do you think something broke? Yeah, something broke. Are you done? Don't talk back to me, you son of a... You bitch! Oh. Choke. Choke! 1-800-CHOKE this fucking piece of shit! Now, I'm no mechanic, but I think your muffler is supposed to be up there. It's not supposed to be on the ground. Just a great day. Bitch. Hi-ho, Silver. Ugh. We are now involuntarily straight-piped. It's gonna sound like a gunfight in a phone booth. Good morning, you sons of bitches. Jesus. Hi there, my name is Dylan, and this is my car. And my car is gay. My friends say that doesn't make any sense. How can a 63 Cadillac be gay too? And I tell them, just sit down, you pillocks, because I'm finna tell you a story. I said, first off, look at these tail fins. They are extra as fuck. I mean, it's just something a straight car wouldn't be seen dead prancing around with. Next, look at this interior color. It is a lightly dusted rose. And anything to do with rose? I don't think I need to say any more. Thirdly, look at this inordinate amount of chrome. To be gay is synonymous with liking all things shiny, and this car is just dripping with shiny. And I mean, lastly, it just takes it in the butt. I mean, that's the main one here. I am so fucking pissed. It is so cold in this state that I cannot clean my windows because Windex freezes. Look at, like, the fuck is this? The fuck is this? All right, you flagpole ass looking thing. Oh, I gotta change gears. You know, I love hotels as much as the next guy, but this is the first hotel where I can take a big fucking shit while looking out onto the highway. Like Morning Carol, I'm taking a big douche. I am this close to losing my shit. And by that, I mean all of it. A mass deployment. I've made my bed. I've cleaned my bedroom. I've rearranged the furniture in the living room. I've cleaned the bathroom. I've rearranged my spice rack twice. Alphabetized the bookcase. I'm about to go clean the driveway with a toothbrush. I mean, Lord above, I just got finished polishing my cutlery. Do you know how bored you have to be to polish cutlery? And then, of course, when you're all cooped up at home, all of the questions of life approach you en masse. Who killed Kennedy? Why is Jimmy Carter still alive? And where the hell did arugula come from? I mean, come on, look back 10 years ago. Did arugula exist then? Nope. So, if anybody has any tips and pointers on how to not go insane, drop them by Dylan, why don't you? Right, on normal cars, you have 2 stalks on either end of the steering column. You know, for normal people, humans, 2 of everything. 2 arms, 2 legs, 2 balls. Well, whichever mutant came up with this idea needs to be drawn and quartered and shot and burned in an easy bake oven because they decided to put everything on 1 stalk. Look at this hieroglyphic corncob space shuttle challenger looking piece of shit. It looks like a bop it machine. So now in order, I need to wipe my rear and wipe my front and indicate and flash motherfuckers so everyone thinks I'm having a seizure and they're gonna call the cops.
So I was bored, so I bought a rug, as one does.
দাদা মাইছে ঘরের মধ্যে কি দেখে না মেয়ে ছেলে গোসল করতেছে
দেহে তো ওটা দেখানোর লেগে আইছে আরো মেহমান আইবো তুমি বাইরে যাই বসো
আরে কই গেল ওই দিন হ্যাঁ ওনার কিছুই নাই খালি বিটাটা আছে
সামনে ঈদ না মাংসের দাম বাইরে গেছে খাসির মাংসের দাম তো আরো বেশি
ও ভাবি আমার একটা বাড়িতে করে একটুখানি দেন না বাড়িতে লয়ে যাই কি এইটা
এটা দুম্বার বাচ্চা
পুরো খালি মস্করা করে
ভাবি
আজকে আমি ভালো
লেফটিনটা কোন দিকে
ওদিকে ওদিকে
তুমি কেরম ছুটেই থাকবা ফুপু ডাক শুনাইবা না
আকাশ
আরে আস্তে খা
আমার বইনে আইছে বইনের জামাই আইছে
আপনি কষ্ট করে রিক্সা চালাবেন আর আমি চেটের উপরে বয়ে থাকবো তাই হয় নাকি
দাওয়াতে গিয়ে আমার খাইতে ভালো লাগে না অনেক মানুষ আছে না আশের মতন ক্যাত ক্যাত করে গলা পর্যন্ত খায়
1 কেজি খাসির মাংস আনতে পারবেন
ঢিলা পানি ঢিলা স্বপ্নও পাবি নাই
সে পোস্তাছে বিদেশে আর আমার আসার পোস্তাছে এইখানে
দেখবেন হুট করে কার ছাগল লইছেন
মতিন মিয়া নামে এক বুইরা লোকের ছাগল পেটে সমস্যা নাকি হ্যাঁ না গেছে গা ঠিক আছে
এত চিন্তা করার কি আছে উপরে আল্লাহ আছে না চা খাইবেন
তোরা রিক্সা উঠতো আমি দিয়া হি তখন
সি 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 ভাইজান এটা কি কোন
আমি নামাজে গেলাম আরে না ঈদের জামাত উপায় আছে দেরি করনের আচ্ছা হুনো কাশেম কাকার বাড়িতে যাবো নামাজ পড়া মাংস বানাবো মাংস লইয়া মনে
তাড়াতাড়ি আইসেন নিজেরে কি মনে করেন আপনি বিশাল কিছু
আমি কুসুমের জামাই অবশ্যই বড় কিছু
ও ভাবি এত স্বাদের মাংস ফালাই দিলেন কেন?
আর কইস না বোন, আমার একটা রিং আসছিল, আমি একটু ঘরে গেছিলাম।
ছাগল নাকি? ছাগলই তো মনে হইতেছে, দুইটা ঠ্যাং কম। জি
বাদল ভাই, ঈদ মোবারক।
ঈদ মোবারক।
বাপিরে লয়ে বাড়িতে আইও।
কত টাকা নিছে?
কত টাকা নিছে এটা দিয়ে কি করবা? পছন্দ হয়েছে নি রে?
ইংরেজি দিয়া দেশটা শেষ। খারাপ, ছাগলের পাশে খারাপ।